Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with amazing physical powers far beyond those of mortal men, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, wages a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Today, deciding that the time for action has come, Superman makes mysterious plans with his friend, the famous Batman.
Take a look at this map, Batman. About a half mile below the village is a crossroads. See it?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's where I want you and Robin to meet me at 1:30 this afternoon. Can do?
Will do, Superman.
Good. I'll be going then. Oh, one thing more, Batman.
Yes?
Don't be surprised at anything you see. And come prepared for danger. Real danger.
Today, gang, I want to tell you again about the background that is the art of making someone or something to blame so that the real culprit may go free. Now, this idea began way back in the days of primitive civilization and worked something like this. Let's say an epidemic of cholera broke out in a tribe where sanitation and medical science were totally lacking. As usual in cases like this, the people turned to the medicine men. They, in turn, lacking in the knowledge necessary to treat the disease, must think of something that will not reveal their helplessness. So they decide that angry, evil demons have cursed the people with an evil plague, and they swing into action. Drums begin to beat out a monotonous rhythm. The priests parade and dance wildly as they chant. Then they pull their prize stunt. They seize a young goat and, painting it red, proceed to drive it around the village, chanting and screaming as they run, in the hope that by so doing, they will drive the cholera demons into the body of the unfortunate goat, and thus save themselves from death. Finally, the terrified animal, pelted with stones, dies of multiple wounds and exhaustion. And the people stupidly believe that they are now forever rid of the disease. Well, that, gang, is the origin of scapegoating. The attempt of an ignorant people to load their troubles onto an innocent creature. Silly, isn't it? Of course it is. And yet that same ridiculous business of scapegoating is practiced today. And that is practiced all over the world where human beings are the goats. You don't believe it? Well, just wait. In a little while, I'll tell you more.
And now, the adventures of Superman. Having reason to suspect that newspaper reporter Clark Kent and Superman were one and the same person, and knowing he could reap a harvest in the underworld if he could prove it, Biggie Conroy, a big-time racket boss, set out to expose Superman's double identity. But Superman became suspicious of what was afoot and managed to dodge several attempts to unmask him. Realizing, however, that he might eventually fall into a trap, the Man of Steel decided on a drastic action and made mysterious plans with his friend Batman, the only person in the world to whom he has confided the secret of his double identity. As we continue now, the sun is bright overhead as Batman and young Robin, in their natural guises of Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson, are driving through the Blue Hills, a small range of mountains about 50 miles north of Metropolis. As per Superman's directions, they are driving in an ordinary car instead of in their distinctive Batmobile.
What time is it now, Dick?
Just 1:25, Bruce.
Fair enough. Make the crossroads by 1:30.
Are we that close to it?
Yes, I think it's just below that next hill.
Oh, that's where we meet Mr. Kent, huh?
Kent or Superman?
Superman?
Could be.
Oh, look, Pappy, what's this all about?
I don't know, Dick.
Oh, go on. Don't give me that.
On the level. All Superman said was for us not to be surprised at anything we see and to be prepared for danger.
Sounds interesting.
To say the least.
Oh, now, look, Bruce, you must have some idea of what this is all about.
So help me, Hannah, Dick. All I know is that Superman is in serious trouble, but...
Superman in trouble?
And how?
Oh, no. How can he be in trouble?
Ask me no questions and I'll tell you no fibs.
Oh, it's like that, huh?
Yep, it's like that. So just take my word for it that he's in trouble up to his neck. Unless he can find a way out in a big hurry.
I'm listening.
Well, it could be goodbye, Superman.
Oh, you're kidding.
But I gather he's cooked up something and he wants our help. What the dish is, I have no idea.
Oh, boy, I can hardly wait to find out.
You and me both.
Wow, what a curve this is.
Yeah. Must have laid this road out with a corkscrew. And look at that steep drop into a hairpin curve up ahead.
Oh, brother, must be really something when there's ice on it. Say, I can see a crossroads down there and a village up ahead. Is that where we meet, Kent?
That's it.
Oh, what's eating that guy? Don't tell me anybody wants to pass us on this grade. Oh, somebody does, all right. Hey, he's coming like blue blazes. You better pull over a little more, Bruce.
I can't without going off the road.
Well, this guy is one of those crazy speed demons.
Yeah, the kind of a driver who usually winds up in a slab in the morgue.
Look out, here he comes.
There he goes. Hey, that looks like Kent's car.
Nah, Mr. Kent doesn't drive like that.
Looks like his car, though.
Holy smokes, look at him pile into that hairpin curve.
Great Lucifer, he'll turn over.
He's skidding. He's going to hit that brick wall.
Good Lord.
Oh, my gosh, he hit it.
Oh, afraid that's the end of that poor guy.
Oh, we better have a look, Bruce.
Sure. Pile out and we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
Hurry.
Jeepers, look at that car, Bruce. Folded up like an accordion.
Never mind the car. Find a driver.
I see him. Christopher Columbus.
What's the matter, Dick?
Look. It's Mr. Kent.
Well, I'll be... So that's the answer.
Oh, don't just stand there, Bruce. I think Mr. Kent is dead.
Hey, Don, come here.
What's up, Eddie?
Look what's coming in on the teletype. Clark Kent, Daily Planet reporter, seriously injured in a car crash near Clifton Village.
Holy cats!
Here, give me that news flash. Miss Lane, Jim Olsen. Hey, Miss Lane.
Take a look at this, Biggie.
What is it, Slick?
This paper, the Daily Planet.
What about it?
Holy cow, read that headline. Just read it.
Let's see.
Man, are you in for a shock?
Clark Kent, Star reporter, seriously injured in auto crash. What the...
That's why me and Danny couldn't find him. He was driving out of town. And you thought he was Superman.
That's right.
Well, how could he be? Superman can't get hurt.
Yeah, that's right.
You see what it says about him?
Early this afternoon, near Clifton Village, Clark Kent, Star reporter for the Metropolis Daily Planet, crashed his car into a stone wall as he drove out of a sharp turn. Taken to the nearby home of Dr. Carl McIntosh, Kent is still unconscious and is said to be near death.
Kent, Superman. Oh, is that a laugh?
But I don't get this, Slick. We know there are only 3 guys living in the Maple Crest Arms who come near fitting Superman's description. George Dean, Philip Marshall, and Clark Kent.
Yeah, that's right, but...
We proved neither Dean nor Marshall is Superman.
And now Kent himself proved that he ain't either.
Then who is Superman?
That's the jackpot question, Biggie. It looks like we don't collect on it.
Now, wait a minute. We know Superman lives in the Maple Crest Arms disguised as some other guy.
That's what you said, but you were wrong.
I can't be wrong. Superman's costume was found in one of the apartments in a secret closet, right?
Yeah,
But before we could find out which apartment it was, he moved out the secret closet or closed it up or something so we couldn't track him down. That proves to me he does live there.
Nah, Biggie, you must...
Only 1 or 3 guys in that building can be Superman. Dean, Marshall, or Kent. Now, we know it ain't Dean or Marshall. So it has to be Kent.
Will you stop saying that? It says right here in the paper that Kent is dying from an auto accident. Now, you know a skyscraper could fall on Superman and not hurt him. So how can he almost get killed in an auto accident?
He can't.
Okay, then you admit you're wrong.
Not necessarily.
But you just said...
I said Superman can't get knocked off in a car accident.
Right, so Kent can't be Superman.
Yeah, that's the way it looks. But I'm not so sure.
What kind of double talk is that?
It's not double talk, Slick. I got an idea. Yeah. And if I'm right, it would explain everything.
Puzzled, Slick Bailey waits for the cunning racket boss to explain what he means.
We'll be back in a moment for the exciting climax of today's episode, so keep listening.
A little while ago, gang, I told you that scapegoating is the attempt of ignorant people to blame all their troubles on some innocent creature. And I show you how this first was done among primitive tribes. But today, scapegoating is far more serious and far more brutal, because it involves not goats, but human beings. You see, way back in ancient times, wicked rulers discovered they could fool the people and keep themselves in power by using the primitive idea of scapegoating. That is, blaming all the people's troubles on innocent groups. So it was that Nero, when he was emperor of ancient Rome, made the first Christians his scapegoats, when after setting fire to the city of Rome, he said the Christians did it. Then, while the furious people murdered the innocent Christians, the real criminal, Nero, sat tight and went on oppressing the Romans. Using the same vicious trickery, Hitler fooled the German people by blaming all their troubles on one group after another. First, those of the Jewish religion were his scapegoats. Then leaders of the Catholic and Protestant churches. All of them were just as innocent of Hitler's charges as the Christians were of setting fire to Rome. But the German people made the fatal mistake of swallowing Hitler's lies, a mistake that resulted in the wrecking of Germany. So you see, history proves that scapegoating always boomerangs and hurts most of the people who fall for it. So be on the alert against scapegoating. Don't swallow rumors and accusations against other people without first questioning the truth. Remember, blaming the other fellow for your own troubles is like shooting off a faulty gun. It always backfires.
And now, back to the adventures of Superman. Biggie Conroy has just told Slick Bailey, one of his followers, that he has an idea about Clark Kent's automobile accident.
I've got an idea, Slick, and if I'm right, it would explain everything.
Yeah, what's your idea, Biggie?
Well, I'm thinking maybe this car accident, the one that Kent was supposed to be hurt so bad in, was a phony.
A phony?
Yeah. You see, if I was Kent and I was Superman, I might have framed the whole thing to throw somebody off the track. You get it?
No. Oh, look, Biggie, it says right here in the paper.
Never mind what it says there in the paper. Superman is smart. He'd know how to make this accident look legitimate.
Hey. Maybe you got something there.
I know I have.
Yeah, but look, how are we going to find out if that's so?
Easy. According to the Daily Planet, Kent is laid up in a doctor's house in his little burg, Clifton Village. So you're going to take a ride up there, Slick.
Me?
Yeah, you. You and a half-dozen good, tough boys.
What do we do?
You're going to get Kent and bring him back here, of course.
What for?
Soon as we can find out once and for all if he's really Superman.
But supposing he isn't, he don't want to come back here with us. He might play awful rough.
Not if he's Superman, he won't. On account of he's supposed to be hurt seriously. And if he starts throwing you guys around, it'll give his show away. You get it?
Well, yeah, but...
And if he ain't Superman, you won't have any trouble either. So whichever way it works out, we'll have the right answer. And me, I think we'll have the $1 million jackpot answer this time. Now round up the boys, Slick, and get going. I want Kent or Superman back here tonight.
Triumphantly, Biggie Conroy sets a plan in motion, which he is certain will prove decisively whether or not Clark Kent is Superman. What will happen when Conroy's gunmen arrive at the doctor's house in the little village of Clifton? Did Clark Kent, who is Superman, plan for this eventuality, too? There are thrills and high suspense in Monday's exciting episode, fellows and girls. So be sure to tune in Monday, same time, same station, for Chapter 14 of The Mystery of the Stolen Costume on The Adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC Comics magazine and is brought to you Monday through Friday at this same time. This program came from New York. Stay tuned to your mutual station for Captain Midnight, which follows in just a moment. And right after Captain Midnight, you will hear Tom Mix and his Ralston Straight Shooters. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look,
Up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with amazing physical powers far beyond those of mortal men, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, wages a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Today, Slick Bailey, lieutenant of Biggie Conroy, the racketeer, drives a car filled with rough-looking men through the Blue Hills on an errand which bodes ill for Clark Kent, who is Superman.
Where are we going, Slick?
We're going to pay a little call on a guy named Clark Kent.
What for?
Well, Biggie Conroy's got an idea Kent is somebody else, see? So we're going to check up on it.
Yeah? Well, who does Biggie think Kent is?
That's a secret, Danny. But if Biggie is right, we'll be able to light our cigars with $1,000 bills and get away with murder.
Boys and girls, the life of an expert helicopter pilot is all too often a chilly one, outlined in ice, blizzards, and knifing winds. So when Lieutenant Dave Gershowitz of the United States Coast Guard was told that his new assignment was in the South, his happy smile became as warm as the sun he was anticipating. Visions of palm trees and bathing beauties floated through the famous pilot's head as he asked his commanding officer, "How far south do I go, Skipper?" "Plenty far," was the answer. "To North Carolina, and then on to the South Pole with Admiral Byrd." "What?" exploded Gershowitz. "I was thinking of Florida." "But I wasn't," laughed his commander. "Byrd wants to try helicopters for polar flights in Little America and asked me for my best man. You're it. Good luck, Dave." And that is how Lieutenant Dave Gershowitz found himself aboard the Coast Guard cutter North Wind. To get to the frozen wastes of Little America, it was necessary to penetrate the ice packs, and that was where the helicopters came in. Day after day, on 24-hour duty, 3 pilots took off in turn. Through a blanket of fog, over jagged ice, they flew ahead of the caravan of ships, seeking narrow passages through the ice that would make safe steering for the following ships. Yes, Lieutenant Gershowitz was finally in the South, in fact, the most southerly part of the world. And he lived and froze there all through the Antarctic summer, while the temperature ranged from 29 below to 15 above. So, gang, hats off to the brave helicopter pilots whose daring contributed so much to the success of the Byrd expedition.
And now, the adventures of Superman. Having reason to suspect that reporter Clark Kent is really Superman, a big-time racketeer named Biggie Conroy set out to prove it, realizing he could make a fortune from the underworld if he was right. But Kent sensed what was going on and narrowly avoided several traps which Conroy set for him. Aware, however, that he might be exposed eventually, he put into effect a plan of his own. And that afternoon, Conroy read in the papers that Kent had been seriously injured in an automobile accident and was near death in a small upstate village. Suspicious that Kent was faking, in order to convince him he was not Superman, Conroy sent a squad of tough henchmen to seize the reporter and bring him to the racketeers' headquarters. Then, Conroy said, he could definitely prove whether or not Kent and Superman were one and the same person. Now, heavily bandaged from head to toe, Kent lies in a room in the home of a Dr. McIntosh in the tiny village of Clifftown. He looks up eagerly as the famous Batman, in his guise of Bruce Wayne, enters the room.
Well, Bruce?
So far, so good, Clark. Good. I had a tough time getting rid of your friends Perry White, Lois Lane, and Jim Olson.
Uh-oh.
Especially White. He wanted to get every medical specialist in the country out here.
He would. Sorry we can't tell them the truth and stop them from worrying about me.
We can't tell anybody if we're to put this over.
Oh, I know.
Now, look, are you sure we can trust Dr. McIntosh not to spill the beans, Clark?
Oh, positive. You see, I was able to do him a good turn one time, and he appreciates it. That's why I arranged this little show up here.
I see.
What about the publicity? How's that going?
Swell. You made page 1 on every metropolis paper. and most of the radio news broadcasts reported your accident.
Good. Well, then Mr. Bailey and his crowd, whoever they are, should know about it by now.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Now, if only they fall for it.
Don't worry, Clark. They will. All the reports say you're near death. So you can't be Superman.
Well, that's just what I want them to say.
Clark, I really take my hat off to you. This was really a clever stunt.
Thanks, but that fellow Bailey, or whoever's behind him, is pretty clever too, Bruce. They almost had the goods on me a couple of times.
Don't I know it? But I'm sure you've lost them for good this time.
I hope so. Oh, say, look, you and Robin are going to stick around here, aren't you?
Naturally.
Good. I feel better if you had some more support, though.
More support?
Yeah.
What for?
Well, just in case friend Bailey gets any bright ideas and comes sashaying up here.
Oh, he won't bother.
Maybe. But I'd still feel better if you and Robin had a few husky police officers behind you, because you know I can't lend a hand without giving the show away.
Forget it, Clark. In the first place, the police force in this village consists of one constable, age about 75.
Uh-oh.
And in the second place, if we called in reinforcements from outside, said reinforcements would naturally ask questions.
Yeah, that's right. Questions we don't care to answer.
Check. So just relax, chum.
No.
I say Bailey and company won't show up. But if they should, well, Robin and I aren't exactly pushovers, you know.
Oh, I know, but...
I tell you, forget it, Clark. Everything's going to be okay. Just relax.
Well...
I'm going outside and join Robin now. I'll see you later. Rob, Dick. Dick, where are you?
Easy, Bruce.
What's up? Where are you?
Over here, on the driveway.
Oh, yeah, I see you.
Come on over here. Watch it.
What gives, Dick?
Maybe something, maybe nothing.
What does that mean?
A car passed here twice in the last few minutes. Each time it slowed down to a walk in front of this house, and the boys looked the place over.
What boys?
Gorillas in the car. I couldn't see too clearly, but there seemed to be a bunch of them.
Where's the car now?
It went on down the street. Wait. I think that's it, coming back. Yes, it had yellow fog lamps.
Yeah, this car has too.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh, stopping in front of the house.
Yeah, looks as if we're going to get company, Bruce.
Could be. Quick, strip down to your Robin costume, just in case they spell trouble.
My idea, exactly.
Stay behind these bushes.
All right. Here they come. Oh, brother, count them.
2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
And here comes another one. Oh, lucky 7.
Big boys, too.
Well, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Well, here they come. You all set, Robin?
All set, Batman. Now, what do? Sail in first and ask questions later?
No. They may be just coming to see Dr. McIntosh, you know.
Oh, all 7 of them?
Well, uh-oh. Look who's with him.
Somebody you know?
Yeah, that skinny fella. He's Bailey, the phony painting contractor. Now I know this is trouble, Robin.
Okay, what are we waiting for?
Oh, just a minute. Looking for somebody, gentlemen?
Huh? Who are you?
The doctor's secretary. The doctor is out this evening. Any messages for him?
Just 2 guys. Go get him, boys. Okay.
Up and at him, Robin.
I'm right with you, puppy. Hello, sweetheart. Haven't really met before.
Try this, Robin.
Oh, naughty. Your chin is shiny.
Go on, Robin. What's the birdie?
Attaboy, Batman.
2 down, 5 again. Keep swinging, Robin.
What's the matter with you guys? Danny, you know what to do. Okay.
Where you going, big boy? Robin, look out. Behind you's got a blackjack.
Where it?
Rat, I'll fix you for that.
Now, Danny, now. Okay, slick. Nice going, Danny.
Thanks. Takes care of both of them.
Slugged by blackjacks, Batman and Robin fall to the dark, trampled lawn, unconscious. With Superman seemingly unable to help them, what will happen now? We'll be back in a moment to find out, so keep listening.
Gang, I'm sure a lot of you have been saying, I don't believe in prejudice and discrimination, but what can I do to fight it? That's a pretty important question, because prejudice can only be beaten if we all get in there and fight. So here are some suggestions as to what you can do in your town. First of all, get a bunch of your friends together, those who feel the same way you do about fighting prejudice, and organize a campaign. Enlist the support of your community to back your plan. Clergymen, parent-teacher organizations, youth councils, and newspapers are only a few of the groups that will probably be glad to give you help. Then you swing into action. A lot depends upon what part of the country you live in. But here are some examples of specific things you can do. If a popular soda fountain or candy store doesn't serve Negroes or Mexicans or Japanese Americans, or does so very ungraciously, have a talk with the proprietor. Tell him how your crowd and the townspeople backing you feel about his discrimination. He's very apt to make some changes mighty quick. Then do everything possible to get players on your team solely on the basis of whether or not they are good athletes and good sports, regardless of race, creed, or color. What's more, see to it that anybody on the team who looks down his nose at someone else's race, religion, or ancestry just takes a walk. Because that kind of a guy, though he may be a good athlete, doesn't make the grade as a good sport. The important thing, gang, is to get together and start the ball rolling. Give it that first push, just one push, and you'll find that prejudice will be bowled over.
And now, back to the adventures of Superman. Engaging in a furious fight with Slick Bailey and half a dozen husky toughs on the lawn before Dr. McIntosh's house, Batman and Robin were slugged with blackjacks and knocked out. As we join them now, they are just regaining consciousness on the dark, otherwise deserted lawn.
Robin.
Is that you, Batman?
Yeah, you all right?
Oh, I guess so. Except my head feels like a pumpkin with pinwheels going around inside.
Yeah.
Phew. What happened?
We were in a fight. Don't you remember?
Oh, yes. Bailey and his gorillas. Hey, what happened to them?
I guess they're gone.
Oh, boy, was I a dope for getting in the way of a blackjack.
Yeah, me too. Holy smokes.
What, Batman?
Up on your feet, chum. Hurry.
Oh, my head. What's the matter? Did our friends come back?
No, but I just remembered. Clark.
Who?
Clark Kent. We left him inside the house. Come on. Here's Kent's room, Robin.
Well, hurry up, Batman. Open the door.
Okay.
Hey, the room is dark.
Clark. Clark.
Oh, where's the light switch?
It should be on this wall. Yeah, here, I've got it. Great snakes.
What the?
Kent's gone, Robin. He's gone.
But where?
Bailey and his gang must have taken him away with them.
Jeepers.
And if I'm right, Robin, I'm afraid this is the end of Superman. Dismayed, Batman stares at the empty bed, where Clark Kent had lain wrapped in bandages, unable to come to the aid of his friends, or even to escape without revealing that he is Superman. Has Kent been taken away by Slick Bailey and his followers, as ordered by Biggie Conroy? And will the cunning racketeer now be able to prove what he suspects, that Kent and Superman are one and the same person? What will happen? The moment has never been more tense, gang, so be sure to listen tomorrow. Yes, don't forget to tune in again tomorrow, same time, same station, for Chapter 15 of The Mystery of the Stolen Costume on The Adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC Comics magazine and is brought to you Monday through Friday at this same time. This program came from New York. Stay tuned to your mutual station for Captain Midnight, which follows in just a moment. And right after Captain Midnight, you will hear Tom Mix and his Ralston Straight Shooters. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look,
Up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's Superman!
Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with amazing physical powers far beyond those of mortal men, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, wages a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Today, with Clark Kent missing, the famous Batman makes an alarming prophecy to Robin, his young companion.
Robin, I think Slick Bailey took Kent away. And if I'm right, then...
What then, Batman?
Then, well, this may be the end of Superman.
Here's a little story, gang, that's almost guaranteed to make you laugh. I know it panicked me when I first heard it. It's a story about a tea that was given in New York recently to honor a visiting Chinese scholar. The committee that arranged the party, assuming that the foreign scholar would be unable to speak English, was somewhat disturbed until one of them remembered a prominent American author who had written many articles about Chinatown. As a matter of fact, one man said, I have heard him rattle off Chinese as if it were his mother tongue. So the author was invited to the tea. And as soon as the visiting scholar appeared, they were introduced. All the guests at the party gathered round to watch with interest as the American bowed, then rattled off everything he had learned in his contact with Chinatown residents. The Chinese listened politely. He even registered great interest in what the author was saying. When the American had finished speaking, the scholar bowed gravely. Then, in perfect English, he said, I am grateful for your attempt to make me feel at home by speaking to me in my native tongue. Of course, everyone was astounded to hear him say that. They were, however, shocked and very much amused when asked what the American author had said to him. He smiled and answered, as nearly as I can translate his speech, it went like this. Good morning. How are you? I am well, thank you. Some babe, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A lobster canton style, please. Thank you. Goodbye. Happy New York. Down the hatch. Well, of course, everyone had a good laugh. And no wonder, because it was funny. But it also taught a lesson which we'll discuss a little later in the program. So keep listening.
And now, the adventures of Superman.
Knowing that at least one, and perhaps other members of the underworld, suspected that he was Superman and were making efforts to prove it, Clark Kent hit on a scheme which he hoped would throw them off the track. Pretending to be seriously injured in an automobile accident, Kent stayed in bed in the village home of a doctor friend, while the famous Batman and Robin stood guard. But Biggie Conroy, the cunning racketeer who was directing the plan to unmask Superman, was suspicious of Kent's ruse and sent a gang of husky followers to the scene with instructions to seize Kent and bring him in. Batman and Robin put up a fierce fight against Conroy's gang, but were finally knocked out. And now, a few minutes later, they have regained consciousness and have discovered that Kent is no longer in the house.
Bailey and his gang must have taken Kent away with them, Robin.
Holy smokes.
Come on out to the car. We've got to go after them.
Well, wait, Batman. How can we go after them? We don't know which way they went.
Look, you saw them drive up. Which way did they come from?
Well, from that direction, the Metropolis way.
And the chances are they went back that same way. Come on, into the car.
Can't you get any more speed out of this wagon, Batman?
Oh, blast it. If only Kent hadn't made me leave our Batmobile at home.
Yeah, Listen, what did you mean before when you said this might be the end of Superman?
Robin, there's only one secret I've ever kept from you, and that's it. So be a good fella and don't ask questions.
Okay, Pappy.
Now, keep your eyes peeled. Maybe you can pick up their lights on a curve.
I've been trying, but all I can see are dark mountains.
Okay. Now, hang on, Robin.
Hey, what are you turning off the road for?
I remember there was a shortcut in here somewhere that goes down to the highway. I'm hoping this is it. Now, hang on. Look, Robin. There's the good old highway below.
Oh, hot dog. This old shortcut paid off, even if it did jar my back teeth loose. Hey, but now we are in a fix.
What do you mean?
We don't know if Bailey's car with Mr. Kent is behind us or ahead of us, or if it even came this way at all.
Well, if it came from Metropolis, chances are it went back there. And with the start it had, it ought to be ahead of where we are now, because the shortcut only saved a few miles.
Fair reasoning, if only it works out that way.
We'll find out, I hope. Now, sit tight. Here's the highway. Now, see anything?
Nope. Oh, wait. Just coming out of that curve up ahead. Now, there's a car.
Well, Bailey's car had 2 yellow fog lights. Can you make them out?
No. No, I can only see the back of the car now. Wait, the road is curving again.
Well?
Just a sec. Yes, it's got yellow fog lights, all right. That's our baby, Batman.
Well, here's hoping.
Oh, step on it. They're pulling away from us.
They've got a faster car. Good thing there's so many curves in this road.
Now, what's good about that?
We can pick up a little time by hitting into them full throttle. Now, hang on to your hat, chum. This is going to be a wild ride.
What time is it now, Chopin?
It's 11 o'clock, Biggie.
Yeah, Slick and the boys should have been here with Clark Kent by now. I wonder what's holding them up.
Oh, don't get yourself all worked up, Biggie. You're pulling all the buttons off your vest. Why do you do that?
Because I'm nervous, that's why. Look, Chopin, play me something on the piano, huh? Something that'll kind of quiet me down.
Yeah, sure. Okay, Biggie. What'll you have this time, huh?
I don't care. Anything. Just get a beat in it.
Ah, you know me, pal. Sit back now and get a load of this. How's that, Biggie?
It's okay. Good.
Hey, Biggie.
Yeah?
I've been thinking.
Well, cut it out. I don't keep you around to think. Just play.
Yeah, sure. But look, when Slick does bring Kent here, what are you going to do then? To find out if he's really Superman, I mean.
That's easy.
Yeah? Tell me how, Biggie. Go on, tell me.
You'll see soon enough. All I hope is that they didn't run into no trouble.
Ha! You ask me, anybody that tangles with Superman is sure to run into trouble.
Well, nobody asked, Jaghead. So shut up.
Okay.
And stop playing that dopey number.
I thought you liked it.
Well, I'm already tired of it. Play me something else. That with more jump in it.
Yeah, sure, Biggie. Anything you say. How's this?
Yeah, that's okay.
Sure are nervous tonight.
Well, who wouldn't be? All the dough in the world just waiting to be picked up if I can prove Clark Kent is Superman.
Hey, Biggie.
Now what?
I've been thinking.
Again?
Yeah. Hey, look. Supposing Kent ain't Superman, but he's really hurt bad from that car accident, and now, after being dragged around, he dies on us. What happens then?
That wouldn't be so good, but we gotta take a chance.
Yeah, but that'd be a murder rap, wouldn't it?
Well, sure, but we gotta see that he don't die. We still got Dr. Bushmill here. He's one of the best doctors there is.
Yeah, but I don't like keeping him around, especially with all the cops in Metropolis looking for him.
Well, I don't like it either. We can't turn him loose on account of he knows too much, and I don't want to take a chance on getting rid of him till this Superman thing is out of the way. So we just gotta play it cagey to
Yeah,
last.
but just the same with...
All right, hold it, Chopin. That must be Slick.
Huh? Where?
At the door, you dope. Let him in.
Oh, okay. Hey, wait a minute, Biggie. Maybe that's the cops. Maybe they traced Dr. Bushmill here. Maybe...
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but it could be.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Open the door.
Trembling, the skinny, egg-headed piano player walks to the door as Biggie Conroy steps quickly to a desk and removes a revolver from a drawer.
We'll be back in a moment for the tense climax of today's episode. So keep listening.
Well, gang, that little story we told you at the beginning of the program certainly showed that we shouldn't jump to conclusions about people. It just doesn't work. Because what people are and do is very much the result of the places they've lived in, the education they've had, and the kind of experiences they've gone through. For instance, a Chinese boy brought up in America speaks perfect English, eats with a knife and fork, and most likely has a crew cut. What's more, he may not know even a word of Chinese. On the other hand, an American boy brought up in China might speak perfect Chinese, eat with chopsticks, wear his hair long, and not speak English as well as Chinese. You see, you aren't born speaking a certain language or eating with a knife and fork or knowing that 2 and 2 make 4. Somebody had to teach you these things. You learn them by watching the people around you and learning from them. Well, it's the same with kids all over the world. If you had been born in a different land, you would talk and act just like the people there do, and not at all like an American. That's why it's so silly to hear someone say that he was born better than another person because of his nationality or race or religion. That's just a lot of hogwash and has absolutely nothing to do with the facts. Supposing that the fellow who thinks he was born better is well-educated, lives in a fancy house, and has nice clothes. So what? All that proves is that he was lucky enough to get the breaks. So, gang, next time you hear the born better talk going around, squash it before it can grow. You know the real facts. Spread them around. Tell them to others. It'll go a long way toward helping to make this a better world to live in.
And now, back to the adventures of Superman.
While Biggie Conroy stands by with a revolver in his huge hand, Chopin, his skinny piano player, opens the door. Then several men carrying a large burden walk into the room.
Hello, Slick.
Hiya, Biggie. What do you want this guy? Holy smokes. Is that Clark Kent? That ain't Little Red Riding Hood, Chopin.
Bring him over here and put him on the couch, boys.
Okay. Come on, fellas. Yeah. Oh, this guy is so heavy, Biggie. Creepers, look how he's all wrapped up in them bandages. Like one of them mummies he looks. Sure, he was in an awful bad accident, huh, Biggie?
That's what we're going to find out.
Okay. Let him down, guys. Oh. Yeah, that does it. Now, Biggie.
Just a minute, Slick. You and Chopin stay here. You other guys, take a walk for yourselves.
Okay, come on, Joe.
Hey, listen, Biggie,
Shut up. Kent's awful quiet.
Is he still alive?
Let's see. Too many bandages on to feel his heart, but I can feel his pulse.
That's what I've been doing all the way here. It's good and strong, though.
Yeah. He's alive, all right. He's probably conscious, too.
Oh, he ain't, Biggie. You can see.
He could be faking, you know. How about it, Kent?
He don't answer. No.
Well, if he really is Kent and is unconscious, he wouldn't answer. But if he's Superman and don't want us to know he is, he wouldn't answer either.
Yeah, that's right. So how are we going to find out if he's Superman?
That's easy. Just watch me. We'll know in a minute.
Leaning forward tensely, Slick Bailey and Chopin watch Biggie Conroy as the racket boss prepares to determine if Clark Kent is really Superman. What can Superman do now to preserve the secret of his double identity from these criminals? For if he makes a move to stop them, they'll know the truth. Never before was Superman in such a desperate plight, fellows and girls. Can you see anything he can do to avoid discovery when Batman and Robin, his only hope of rescue, are not here, where Superman needs them most? Whatever you do, don't miss tomorrow's thrilling episode, gang. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, same time, same station, for Chapter 16 of The Mystery of the Stolen Costume on The Adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC Comics magazine and is brought to you Monday through Friday at this same time. This program came from New York. Stay tuned to your mutual station for Captain Midnight, which follows in just a moment. And right after Captain Midnight, you will hear Tom X and his Ralston Straight Shooters. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look,
Up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with amazing physical powers far beyond those of mortal men, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, wages a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Today, while pretending to be unconscious in the home of Biggie Conroy, the racket boss, Clark Kent realizes he is in a desperate plight as he hears Biggie say to his followers,
Men, I think Clark Kent is Superman, and I'm going to prove it right now. Just watch me.
Listen carefully now, gang, to what I'm about to say, because what you will hear is a warning. That's right, a warning designed to put you on the alert, so that you will be aware of a dangerous booby trap. Most of you, I'm sure, know what a booby trap is. But just to jog your memory, I'll tell you that a booby trap is a vicious, deadly device of war. It can be a phony flower pot, a pretty picture on the wall, a comfortable chair, just anything innocent-looking, but rigged and set to explode the moment it is touched by an unwary sucker. Yes, that's what they are in war. But ideas can be booby traps, too, believe me. You can fall victim to ideas that sound innocent enough when you hear them, but you find that they explode in your face if you attempt to use and apply them in your daily life. Now, one phony idea that any other person is not as good as you because of his race, his origin, or the way he worships God is a booby trap idea. It's a deadly explosive rigged by bigoted, prejudiced people with premeditated intent to set friend against friend, neighbor against neighbor. Yes, that booby trap idea can make a nation weak and a people divided. It can even lead to war. We know that that's true because we saw it happen when the German people fell for the phony booby trap idea of the master race. It certainly exploded in their faces, didn't it? Well, the same thing can happen to us if we fall for that stuff. So let's be on the alert against the phony ideas of racial prejudice and religious bigotry. The idea booby traps that are waiting for suckers to bite. Let's be aware of the danger and do our utmost to resist attempts to pit Americans against other Americans.
And now, the adventures of Superman.
Believing that members of the underworld suspected he was Superman and were attempting to prove it, Clark Kent tried to throw them off the track by pretending to be seriously injured in an automobile accident. But Biggie Conroy, the racketeer who was directing the move to unmask Superman, was suspicious of Kent's accident. And that night, as Kent lay wrapped in bandages and supposedly unconscious, a gang of Conroy's men overwhelmed Kent's friends, the famous Batman and Robin, and captured the reporter. Realizing that if he beat off the men, he would reveal his identity of Superman, Kent had no choice but to let them take him to Biggie Conroy's house, with his only hope that Batman and Robin would be able to trail him. Now, still wrapped in bandages and pretending to be unconscious, Kent lies on a couch in Biggie Conroy's living room. His mind races desperately, seeking for some escape, as he hears the big racket boss speak to Slick Bailey, a henchman, and Chopin, his piano-playing companion.
Maybe Kent is what he makes out to be, a newspaper reporter. But me, I think he's Superman. And here's where I prove it.
What are you going to do, Biggie?
Just keep your eyes open, Chopin, and you'll see.
Hey, what's the idea of the knife, Biggie?
Can't you guess, Slick?
Well, no.
Neither can I.
Well, just watch me, boys. In a minute, we're going to find out for sure if Kent is Superman. Now I'm going to... Hey, what the...
Hey, that's the door.
Somebody's at the door.
Holy smokes, who can that be?
I don't care who it is. We can't let anybody in now. So be quiet. We'll make out like nobody's home.
Boy, I hope it ain't the cops, Biggie.
They shouldn't be the cops.
Oh, we got Dr. Bushmill here, you know. If they traced him, they...
I think it's just one of the boys.
I don't care who it is, I tell you. We can't let anybody in. Open the door. This is the police. What the...
Hey, it is the cops, Biggie.
Let me think.
Biggie, I told you we should have got rid of Dr. Bushmill. Now we got a kidnapping rap.
Maybe they found out we got Kent.
Yeah, that too.
You're in there. Open that door. Hey, quick, you guys. Help me stow Kent onto the sofa.
Yeah.
All right,
Come on, looking for Biggie. He'll search the place.
Yeah, well, we'll have to take that chance. Yeah, under the couch with him. Push.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if they find Bushmill in the basement, we might get the chair.
This is your last chance. Do you open the door or do we break it? Yeah, just a minute. That does it. Go on, Chopin. Play piano. Hurry up.
Yeah.
Slick, get that scared look off your face.
Okay.
They're coming. Sorry it took me so long to open the door, officer.
You're Conroy, aren't you?
Yeah, we didn't hear you at first. We were having a little party, a little music.
Yeah, that's right.
Close the door, Burke, and watch. Okay. You, stop beating that piano.
Yeah. Okay, Copper.
Look here, officer. What's the idea of barging in like this? I'm a citizen. I pay my taxes.
Skip it, Conroy. In case you forgot, your pal Mike Hickey isn't running Metropolis anymore, so you can't kick the law around and get away with it like old time.
I don't know what you mean.
You shouldn't ought to say things like that.
No, we all obey the law.
Cut it out. Conroy, we spotted you on the drive a little while ago and trailed you here.
Trailed us.
There must be some mistake, officer. I've been right here all evening.
Cut it out, Conroy. I tell you, we trailed your car here. Up to this street, anyhow. And we just identified the car in your driveway.
But I tell you, I wasn't out in my car.
That's right, officer. He was right here.
You can tell that to the judge.
The judge?
Yeah, we clocked you at 65 miles an hour on the drive. So here's your ticket for speeding.
Huh? For speeding?
Well, I'll be...
You mean that's all you...
Shut up, Chopin.
Come on, Burke. Let's go.
Speeding, eh? How do you like that?
Oh, boy, I thought we was dead pigeons.
Me too. And all I wanted was to slip us a ticket for speeding.
Yeah.
Okay, enough comedy. Let's get back to Kent now. You guys help me get him out from under the sofa. Oh, come on.
This is it, Robin. 1272 Adams Street. File out.
Okay, Batman. I hope this is the right place.
The license bureau said the car we followed and lost belongs to Biggie Conroy, the racketeer, didn't they?
Well, sure, but...
And this is Conroy's house. Now, come on. Make like a mouse.
But Biggie Conroy didn't jump us in Clifftown and maybe take Mr. Kent away. It was Slick Bailey and his guerrillas.
Hasn't it occurred to you, Robin, that Bailey could be working for Biggie Conroy?
Say, that could be. Conroy's a big operator.
And how? Hold it.
What's up?
Two men coming from the garage.
See us here in the driveway.
Wait, get behind those bushes in the lawn.
Yeah.
What's that?
They saw us, Batman. Quiet.
I saw something. Come on, let's have a look.
Yeah, that's right. We're just two little kittens.
Quiet, Robin.
Anyhow. Come on.
Here they come, Batman.
Right. Now, when I give the word up and at 'em, make it fast and quiet.
Jack.
Something went into these bushes.
Now, Robin.
Yeah, man.
What are you trying to...
Sorry, mister, I'm the Sandman.
And I'm that little kitten you saw. Feel my claws? Oh!
Nice going, Robin. They'll sleep for a while.
Oh, now what, Batman?
You see that balcony on the second floor extending out over the driveway?
I'm practically on it right now. Wait till I get my rope.
All right. Here goes mine.
Oh, bullseye. I'll loop the other post.
Good shot. Come on now. Shimmy up to the balcony.
Oh, check. Say, Batman.
Save your breath, Robin. Climb.
Yeah, but it just occurred to me. Oh, we took care of two gorillas just now, but there was a car full. Maybe we should have brought a few cops along so as not to hog the whole show ourselves, you know.
Don't know for sure that Kent is here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Up you come.
All set. Now we walk in and look for Kent.
That's a match. I hope this French door is unlocked. Yeah. Come on now, Robin. Quiet.
Okay.
What the?
Who turned the lights on?
We did, sonny boy.
Batman, they've got guns.
So I see. 3 of them.
Yeah, we got guns. So don't try nothing smart.
Dismayed, Batman and Robin face 3 hard-faced men, each of them holding a revolver. We'll be back in a moment for the tense climax of today's episode, so keep listening.
You know, gang, no one has much use for a blowhard. He's the kind of guy who's always full of hot air. He's got the right word for every occasion and is always set with a ready-made speech that rolls glibly off the tip of his tongue. But have you ever seen a guy like that who is ready and able to back up his wondrous flow of words with action? You bet you haven't, and what's more, you never will. Well, some blowhards are sort of harmless. They just go around dispelling hot air, and the worst thing they do is make a nuisance of themselves. But some of them get all loaded up with hot air about people. And when they start spouting their phony ideas of race prejudice and bigotry, well, then you kind of find yourself counting to 10 to keep from letting them have a sock right in the nose. But violence never does any good with characters of that kind. You got to be able to out-talk them, with facts, I mean. Real solid facts that prove all men are created equal, and one man is as good as another. And what's even more important, you've got to live that kind of talk. That's brotherhood. And that's what makes for peace. You see, when you treat everyone like a regular Joe, no matter what the color of his skin or the way he worships God, then you're living brotherhood. You can do it in little ways. If you're scouting a good baseball player for your team, don't look at his skin color. Look at his throwing arm. And if you need a new pitcher, don't ask his religion. Ask to see him sizzle a curve across the plate. That's the way you can show you really believe in brotherhood. Not by talking. No, not by talking. By doing, and by living up to brotherhood in every way, every day.
And now, back to the adventures of Superman. Batman and Robin made their way into Biggie Conroy's house by way of a balcony, only to be surprised by 3 of Conroy's armed henchmen. Now, as they stand at gunpoint, one of the men says,
Just make one move, you guys, and you get plugged. Red, Nick, tie him up.
Uh-oh. What do we do, Batman?
What can we do, Robin? With that cannon pointed at us.
As Batman and Robin stand helplessly, Clark Kent is equally helpless in another room of the house, where he has been placed on a couch again by Biggie Conroy, Slick Bailey, and Chopin, the skinny piano player. His eyes closed, feigning unconsciousness. Kent is unaware of Batman and Robin's predicament, but he is deeply aware of his own, as Biggie Conroy stands over him, a large knife in his hand.
What are you going to do with the knife, Biggie?
I'm going to cut the bandages off our pal here, Chopin.
Cut the bandage. Well, what for?
Don't you get it, Slick? Kent's supposed to have been seriously injured in that auto accident, see? He's all bandaged up like a mummy.
Well, yeah, but...
I think the accident was a phony. The kid is into thinking he ain't Superman. You see, I figure he ain't hurt at all.
Oh, I get it. You're going to cut the bandages off, and if he ain't hurt...
Right. We'll know he's faking. And is really Superman.
Good idea.
Well, here goes.
Leaning forward, Biggie Conroy begins to slash the heavy bandages from Clark Kent, who, powerless to move without revealing that he is Superman, knows that in another moment his great secret will be known to his enemies. What can Kent do? And what of Batman and Robin in great danger in another room of the racketeer's house? The moment was never more tense, fellows and girls, so don't fail to be with us tomorrow, same time, same station, when we bring you the thrilling, smashing climax of The Mystery of the Stolen Costume on The Adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC Comics magazine and is brought to you Monday through Friday at the same time. This program came from New York. Stay tuned to your mutual station for Captain Midnight, which follows in just a moment. And right after Captain Midnight, you will hear Tom Mix and his Ralston Straight Shooters. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with amazing physical powers far beyond those of mortal men, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, wages a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Today, as Biggie Conroy, the racket boss, begins to slash the bandages from Clark Kent, who pretends to be seriously injured and unconscious, Kent, within his own mind, acknowledges defeat.
He'll have my bandages all removed. Then he'll see I wasn't even scratched in that accident, and he'll know I'm Superman. But if I try to stop him, he'll know it anyhow. So there's nothing I can do. Nothing. My double identity will no longer be a secret.
Well, boys and girls, you know the other day...
Okay, Bud, don't move. I got a little automatic pointing in your back.
At my back?
You heard me.
But we're on the air. You can't interrupt a program like this.
No. I'm doing it, ain't I?
What do you want?
I want you to say a few things. Just like I tell you.
All right. What should I say?
Say, the announcer on this program is a Jake.
What? I certainly will not say that.
I got a gun here that says you will.
Okay. The announcer on this program is a jerk.
Good. Now say, but we forgive him because he was born that way.
But we forgive him because he was born that way.
Okay, now turn around slow and take a look. But remember, there's a gun in your back, so no false moves.
All right. Why, holy smokes, it's Superman!
April Fool.
Oh, brother. Oh, I fell for that one.
Well, don't feel too badly, Bob. Lots of us fell for April Fool tricks today, so you're just one of the mob.
Boy, I certainly am.
And after all, Bob, April Fool jokes are lots of fun and no harm, so you can just laugh them off. But you know, gang, it's not so funny to be an April Fool all year long. It's not so funny to fall for traps and phony stories that aren't meant to be jokes. For instance, there are always those smart Alecks who go around trying to trick us into believing that people of one race or religion are better than those of another. Fall for that baloney, and, brother, you'll be the fool of the year. So don't ever fall for the sucker bait that says that one man is better than another because of the color of his skin or the way he worships God. That would make you an April Fool all year long.
And now, the adventures of Superman. Knowing that certain criminals suspected he was Superman, Clark Kent tried to throw them off the track by pretending to be seriously injured in an automobile accident. But Biggie Conroy, a big-time racket boss, was suspicious. And while Kent lay swathed in bandages, pretending to be unconscious, Conroy had him seized and brought to his house. Realizing that if he fought or even moved, he would betray his identity, Kent could only lie still, his eyes closed, while Conroy, preparing to cut away Kent's bandages, said to his henchman,
"If Kent is all banged up, we'll know he ain't Superman. But if he ain't hurt, then we'll know for sure he is Superman."
Meanwhile, Kent's friends, the famous Batman and Robin, having traced him to Conroy's house, knocked out two of the racketeer's guards and climbed to an upstairs balcony. But as they entered the house, three other men armed with guns surprised them. Now, while Biggie Conroy begins to slash away Kent's bandages, we find Batman and Robin standing at bay in an upstairs room as a burly man pointing a gun at the dynamic duo directs his two companions to use their upraised blackjacks.
Knock 'em cold, Chuck. Biggie's gun downstairs and can tell us what to do.
Here they come, Batman. What'll we do?
Just take your cue from me, chump. I'll take care of the big guy, get you? And give it to the jet.
Okay, Robin.
Yeah, man.
Get to work.
Hey, wait, Biggie. What's that noise upstairs?
I don't know. Superman, go see what it is.
Yeah, yo. Okay, Biggie.
I guess a couple of the boys got in a fight. It's over now. Go ahead, Biggie. Get the rest of the bandages off Kent.
Okay, Slick. I just about got him off.
Hey, Biggie.
now.
Biggie.
Hey, what's the matter?
Two guys coming down the stairs. They got on costumes and masks.
Come on, Robin. Let's take these characters.
I'm right with you,
Holy
Batman.
smokes, Batman and Robin.
Where's my gun? Digger.
Well, Mr. Biggie, haven't we met before?
Why, you undercover egghead.
Look out, Robin. The big guy has a gun.
As Biggie
Conroy levels his gun at Batman, and more of his followers pour into the room. Clark Kent, forgotten for a moment, reaches to a table behind his head, grabs a heavy ashtray, and hurls it toward the ceiling where it strikes the light fixture, shatters it, and plunges the room into darkness.
Saved by the bell. Keep hustling, Robin.
Sure, Pappy. I can't see these mugs, but I can hit them.
Get Batman and Robin. Finish them.
As the fight rages furiously, blindly in the darkness, Kent, still wrapped in bandages, bounds from the couch and wades into the fray. Able to see clearly in the dark, he flashes about the room, smacking Biggie Conroy and his henchmen to the floor like 10 pins, where they spin from the shattering force of Superman's blows, and then lie still. Only Kent and Batman remain standing. Casting a quick look about him, Kent strides to a table in the corner where a lamp still stands erect, turns a switch, and sends a soft glow of light into the room.
What? Kent?
Yes, you got here in the nick of time, Batman.
You mean you did? I wondered what made all these guys drop so fast. I knew Robin and I couldn't. Hey, wait. What happened to Robin?
He's right here. Knocked out for a moment, but he'll be all right.
You sure?
Yes. Now listen, chum.
Oh, wait, your bandages are slashed. Did Conroy find out?
No, he didn't. But he was just going to when you and Robin showed up. Now listen. We'll tie these lads up, and then you phone for the police. Tell them they'll find Dr. Bushmill locked in a room in the cellar.
Dr. Asa Bushmill?
Yes, Conroy abducted him, as I figured. He's all right, but Conroy and his playmates will go to jail for life if they manage to beat the chair.
Great. They'll never be able to prove you're Superman then, even if they still suspect you.
Right. Okay, let's get busy with your rope, Batman. I want to be back on that couch apparently dead to the world when Biggie Conroy wakes up and the police get here.
Oh, Robin's coming too.
Yeah.
Better hop back onto your couch, Clark. He and I'll finish this little laundry.
Okay, Chum.
Oh, my head. Batman.
Did the birdies sing you a nice song, sonny boy?
Oh, you're not kidding. Christopher Columbus. Don't tell me you called off all these gorillas by yourself.
Well, I had a little help.
You mean me? Shucks, the joint was jumping when I passed out of the picture. Well, look, Batman, you don't know your own strength.
Okay, cut the comedy, Robin. We've got things to do. Pick up the phone and call Inspector Henderson and tell him to roll his biggest Black Maria down here.
Oh, okay, Batman.
Hey, Clark. Yeah. I was afraid you'd give the show away by laughing when Robin made that crack about me.
I almost did, Batman.
Hello, headquarters. Connect me with Inspector Henderson, please. Well, I want to report that Batman and Robin have a load of Easter presents.
Happily, Clark Kent, Batman, and Robin wait for the police to arrive and start Biggie Conroy and his followers on their way to the penitentiary, or perhaps to the electric chair. And now Superman's long ordeal is over, and for the first time in weeks he dares to relax. But if he were aware of a scene that is taking place at this very moment, hardly a mile and a half away, he would spring into action with all the speed and power at his command. For a new threat already spawned is menacing the Man of Steel and those closest to him. A cunning, treacherous, deadly threat. The type that strikes to the heart in the dark and leaves no sign. We'll be back in a moment to learn more of this, so keep listening.
Gang, I bet there's hardly one of you who doesn't know that Benny Goodman is the proud owner of the royal title, King of Swing. Yes, sir, his hot clarinet has been sizzling over the airwaves and jukeboxes for the past 15 years, during which time he's held on to the top spot. Why, some of the old Goodman records are collector's items today. They're hard to get, and everybody wants them. Especially valuable to swing fans are the records made by the famous Benny Goodman Sextet. Those 6 men made swing history when they first started playing together. Benny on his clarinet, Gene Krupp on the drums, Lionel Hampton on the vibraphone, Teddy Wilson on the piano, Charlie Christian on the guitar, and Artie Bernstein on the bass. When those fellows played together, the joint really rocked. Yes, Benny Goodman always hired the men who were tops in their field, the best pianists and drummers and trumpeters in the business. But when it came to the color of their skins, the religion they followed, the country their parents had come from, the King of Swing didn't give a rap for those things. No, it was music, and music alone he cared about. And music knows no racial or religious difference. When he finally broke up his sextet, expecting to retire, the Negro members, Teddy Wilson and Lionel Hampton, went on to form their own top-notch bands. And so did Gene Krupp. Now, Benny Goodman has formed a new band for himself, and as usual, he picked his men on the basis of talent and talent alone. He knows that's the way men make good music together. In fact, in that way, men can work together in all fields of endeavor to make the most of the best in peace.
And now, back to the adventures of Superman. In an untidy little office in a small soda bottling factory, two heavy-set men who bear a strong family resemblance sit at identical desks. They are in their middle 30s and have pale, beefy faces, tight lips, and pale eyes. Behind them, at the dirty window, another man sits on a case of empty soda bottles. A boy of about 13, who resembles the two men at the desks, stands between them as he is being questioned.
Go on, tell us just what happened, Ralphie.
Well, I went to see the two kids first. I told them what you said, that they better not show up on Saturday or they'd be sorry.
So, what did they do?
Just a minute, George. You didn't tell them we said that, did you, Ralphie?
Of course not, Dad. I said I was speaking for myself and all the other kids.
Good. What did they say?
Well, they said they had just as much right as anybody else to be there, and to be in on the competition, too. And they were gonna be there.
Oh, they said that, eh?
We'll fix their hides, a dirty little...
Now, take it easy, George.
No, John, you heard what Ralphie said. Well, I say we go to those kids' houses and teach them a lesson. Show them they ain't got no right to mix with our kind. What do you say, Henry?
Well, I want to hear what John says.
I don't care what he says. I heard enough.
Shut up, George. What did you do then, Ralphie?
Well, then I talked to Jim Olsen.
Jim Olsen?
Oh, he's the young Daily Planet reporter.
Uh-huh. And he's kind of in charge when the coach can't be there. Doggone.
What's the matter?
What did he say?
He ran me off the field.
What? Ran you off?
Yeah. He said I was a rotten American and I had a filthy mind. And he said if I showed up around there again, he might lose his temper and beat my ears down.
Oh, he did.
You hear that, John? He called Ralphie, your son, a rotten American. He stood up for those other dirty kids and he threatened Ralphie. Are we going to stand for that?
No, George, we're not.
Now you're waking up. Let's go to work tonight.
Now, hold it, George. We're going to work, all right. But we're not going to stick our necks out. Now, I've got an idea how we can handle this safely.
Let's hear it, John. I think it's time something was done about those two kids, too.
And about this Jim Olsen.
All right, now listen. We've given those two boys ample warning, but they wouldn't listen. So we're going to take care of them another way. To show all the others like them, we mean business.
Good.
And to show everybody else in Metropolis what it means to stand up for kids like that, we're going to take care of Jim Olsen, too. What good?
His pale eyes cold as ice and his flat voice edged with hate, the man called John outlines a vicious plan to his companions. A plan which means great danger to cub reporter Jimmy Olsen and two unknown boys whom Jimmy has apparently befriended. Who are these men and the boy they call Ralphie? What has Jimmy Olsen done to incur their displeasure? Who are the two unnamed boys? And what will happen to them and to Jimmy? We're beginning an exciting new Superman adventure, fellows and girls. One which will keep you on the edges of your chairs from beginning to end. Be sure to be with us tomorrow, same time, same station, for Chapter 1 of The Skin Game on The Adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC Comics magazine and is brought to you Monday through Friday at this time. This program came from New York. Stay tuned to your mutual station for Captain Midnight, which follows in just a moment. And right after Captain Midnight, you will hear Tom Mix and his Ralston Straight Shooters. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.